viewers and subscribers.
And we are live, people. Welcome again.
It's YARDCHAT. Mm-hmm. It's YARDCHAT. Mm-hmm. I'm your host, Everest, and that's your host, Wesley. We're here to bring the knowledge.
Yes, guys. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of YARDCHAT. I'm here this morning with Miss Hendricks, and we're gonna call her Miss B because she said to YARDCHAT to call her Miss B, and she's a journalist. People, she been in entertainment and into journalist over 20 years, and also she's an entrepreneur. And she have some information. Like I said, I will bring people on this platform, but we do not want to give people wrong information. So, Miss B, welcome to YARDCHAT. How are you? Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I thank you for, allowing us to talk to your audience about what's exactly happening in this case, because it is a lot happening. And
Yes.
it's so important that we separate fact from sensationalization and people's perception. So, it's really important that when we talk about the law and we talk about
Yes.
what's happening, we clarify these things.
Yes. And people, we're gonna wait, Miss B. We're gonna wait for some people. I guess I have 2 likes already. I guess some people saw the thumbnail and they, that's all we always go. But we're gonna wait for some people to log in, and we gotta wait for the YouTube algorithm. You know how it goes into the out there in we call it cyberspace, guys. Guys, thank everyone for following my podcast and sharing the video and subscribe, guys. We're getting subscribed every day, and we're working our watch time. We appreciate everyone that watching our video and sharing it and liking it. And this morning we have Miss B in the house, a journalist that she's gonna share some insight on the Sean Combs, P. Diddy, and let's go into it because I know when we go, people will come on. You know what I mean? We will go. My first question is, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking. I'm doing
Yeah.
well. I'm super excited, and I'm really passionate about the truth. And
Yes.
what I want to share with your audience is it doesn't matter what I say, and it doesn't matter what you say. I want you guys to get really comfortable with learning to get information for yourself. So when I used to teach at a university, I used to teach at Hofstra.
Okay.
I'm very adamant with my students about sourcing. So one thing we have right now that I feel a lot of people get lost in the shuffle is you have a lot of podcasters that have big audiences and are very captivating. But no matter what you guys hear from myself, from you, from anyone, even on the news, I want you to go fact check. So get
exactly
comfortable with government websites and reading government documents and verifying information for yourself. Don't just listen and say, oh, well, I heard. Read for yourself. So whatever we talk about today, you can easily find on the Southern District of New York, their website, the Southern District of New York Attorney's Office.
Okay.
All court cases are
Mm-hmm.
public information, and you can read the court documents for yourself. So we'll be able to distinguish what is factual, what is sensationalized, and what is just people's perception. So I'm doing well, and I'm excited about helping
Thank
people
you.
to navigate truth from fiction.
Thank you for coming on. And also, hopefully in the future, Miss B will be a guest, I'm getting a good vibe, very nice lady, just give you a little we're strolling through Instagram street or TikTok street, that's what I call it, online street. And I came up and I said, wow. And usually I usually view people profile to see what, that's how you get to know what people so you follow. I said, man, this lady have some good things. So and I reach out to her and 1, 2, 3, we're here. So the first question is, I know you're saying there is some new charges. Can you get into, because we know everybody's familiarized with the charges, but there's some new things that went down this week. And what are the new charges that Sean Combs, P. Diddy is facing right now?
Yeah, it's when I know that there's a can of worms, like this is just a big can of worms. So first, to establish what's happening. So Sean Combs right now is in a Brooklyn jail for being charged with allegedly sexual assault, sex trafficking,
Wow.
prostitution, hiring of prostitutes, as well as having drugs at his property in California, in addition to having illegal guns at his property
Yes.
in California. So those
Mm.
are charges that was brought down by the federal government. So the federal government is charging him with these things, and those charges are being carried out by the New York state. So what happened, what seems to happen is that when Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, in her lawsuit, she filed the case in New York, and that set off the alarms with all the governmental officials. So within that lawsuit, she stated that he allegedly forced her into certain sexual acts, and that opened up an investigation on him, and the feds got hold of it, and the feds started an investigation of his freak offs, which is listed in the court documents. And through that, they launched an investigation and arrested him 2 weeks ago in New York City. So right now he's in jail waiting for trial on that case. Now, since that first lawsuit from Cassie back in November, it's almost a year now. Since,
Yes. We remember that.
yeah, my wig is crazy. I love it, but I like my wig. But
I
anyway,
mean, don't pay attention to
so
them.
no,
They're just
I
trolls,
like
you know.
myself, so I'm good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I mean, information, guys. Pay attention to information.
so ever since that first lawsuit, other victims have felt empowered to come out and start to talk about their situation with Combs. So,
Hmm.
so far on deck, he has had 11 filed cases of sexual assault allegations.
Wow.
And the
Hmm.
most new one came this week with Gloria Aldred, an attorney in California. And her client claims that there was a tape of she was sexually assaulted by Diddy and his security guard. And the client is Talia Greaves. She said it happened about 11 years ago.
Okay.
And she hired Gloria to be her person, and they're now filing this case against Diddy. In addition to that, I'm trying to get the other attorney while we're talking.
Hmm.
Another attorney has about 50 people that he has gathered together, and he's launching his lawsuit next
Wow.
city, and he's going to do it as a class action suit, and some of the people in his lawsuit are underage.
See, you know, I mean,
Go ahead,
a
please.
lot. Yeah. See, a lot of people thinking people think the government is not questioning this man's sexuality or what. It's not about that. I don't care what you do in your bedroom. It's the crimes. And people say, "Oh, why should you?" Even people go on online. Why should people get in trouble for being a freak? It's not about that. It's about there's a criminal act behind of all of that, guys, and that is where the federal come in. And people, I said that from day one. I said from day one, Miss B, when the Fed come to your house, they just
Mhm,
don't come to your house by mistake. They don't make mistake like that. When they come,
mhm.
just like we want to speak about the mayor at the end. I know you're going to share a little bit about that if you want to, about the mayor, because he's also got indicted. P. Diddy got indicted. People, when you get indicted, that means there's probably cause someone believe what is out there.
Right,
That's all it is. It's not say
right.
it's true, but there's someone believe it, a jury, a judge. So, oh well, you know what? Let's do some further digging. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of people saying the FBI, when they come to you, they're ready. The work is done.
Finished. The case is closed. So
It's
when they
done.
got Diddy, the grand jury already had the case. So they already had 300 different witnesses that they spoke to. They already have testimonies. They already have
Mm-hmm.
evidence. They already
Yes.
have everything they need to close this case out. And what people have to understand is that, yes, you can absolutely have a sex party. Yes, you can absolutely take part
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
recreational activities if those drugs are legal for your state. What you do is have someone partake in sexual activities for 5 days long against their will, and then
Wow.
hydrated by some form of hydration system. And even though someone is a sex worker, it doesn't mean that you can forcefully force them into different sex acts. If you
Yes.
hire someone to participate in a sex act, it doesn't mean that you can abuse them. So with having a sex worker that people don't understand is that, yes, you can hire someone for that, but you cannot force them into an act that they don't want to do. It's still
Yes.
sex assault.
And that it
I
and yeah.
part of the country to another just for sex, it is trafficking. And that's what, all of those things were in Cassie's case.
Mm-hmm.
Already interviewed 300 different people,
Yes.
and they have everything they need for this case.
Someone said, reflect 7. Thank you. Says, they made a comment. He said, she's knowledgeable. That's all a person need. Thank you for describing the charges because, you know what I mean? Thank you very much to reflect 7. A lot of people don't know the charges. A lot of people think, oh yeah, he's indicted. What? Yeah, he's going to jail. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, it's very complicated what he's being charged with. If you're a lawyer, you will understand it. But that's why it's very important for us. We need to read and get information and don't point fingers because we don't know the law. We don't want to come on social media and make false statements. And
Absolutely.
what about I'm hearing that the FBI is using social media podcasts because a lot of podcasters out there, like myself, do the
Mm.
work behind it, and the FBI is looking at. I'm hearing they're looking at everything, everything.
Yeah, listen, the FBI they're not us. By the time we get the information, we're
Yes,
slow, okay?
yeah,
So one of the allegations, and this is an allegation, that me and my other reporter friends, we kind of were like, oh my God, we missed it. And I'm just gonna say this because it's an allegation. This is an allegation, guys,
yep,
but that may not be baby oil.
yeah.
And the FBI is not stupid,
They're
right?
not. They're not.
So
They're not.
you have to use some sense here. You have a man who refuses to say he's guilty. Now he
Mhm.
has all of these charges. They have evidence. They have, everything they need. And
Everything. A lot of evidence,
talking
people.
to him and trying to get him to do some form of a deal. Now, by the time they arrest you, you have said to them, I don't want, da, da, da. He could have made a quiet deal months ago, and all you would have known is, Sean Combs made a deal with the feds, he's going to prison. Or you might have not known anything. But again, he has an ego. He
Yes, his ego.
that he's above it. And just a piece of information. Cassie went to him before she okay, let me back it up a little bit. I know I'm giving you guys a
No,
lot.
yes, it's a
When
lot, but we need it.
level
We need it.
when you get to the level of a Sean Combs, you don't just get a lawsuit, okay? They come to you and they say, listen, I am about to file this case. What can we
Yes.
do to keep this out of the court? So he had Cassie's case for 60 days
Wow. 3 months
and was like, whatever, whatever. I'm not gonna bend to her. He
or 2 months. Yeah.
handled it out of court and we would have never known a thing. So that's why when he went on MTV and he was like, Cassie, you were there. He was taunting her because he
Yes. Yes.
and was like, okay, whatever. So the minute she files that case, all eyes
Hmm.
on you. Other victims now can come out. The feds
Yes.
watch you, but this is something that he could have dealt with out of court because you don't get to that statue and have and allegedly there are other celebrities whose names have been extracted from her document because think about the people that they know
Yeah. A
allegedly,
lot of people. A lot of
right?
famous people.
Her attorneys are the same Epstein attorneys. Okay, these are the people
Wow.
who took down.
Wow.
If you
Wow.
look at her attorney's website, like they are no joke. They take
Yeah.
down corporations.
Yeah.
So they went to these other people. Listen, your name is about to be in this document. Those people allegedly did what they had to do, and their names are not in the document because all the parties they've been to, all the people they know.
And and people don't understand. Let's take a lot of people need to take a breath and sit back and relax and digest um the parties who went to this party. You have princes, I put it like that. You have politicians, you
Absolutely.
have movie stars, entertainers, people. If you name it, you even have NBA superstars saying they
Yeah.
ain't no party like a Diddy party, and it's more than one occasion that was said. So you know what I mean. Or everyone went to the party. guilty? No, because some people left. They went to the party. Man, I had a great time. I left. I don't know what happened. I left. I left at 1 o'clock. Whatever happened 2 o'clock or 1:01, I don't know. I left. But the problem is that a lot of people is having, a lot of entertainers, a lot of his friends, I believe, allegedly, they know something was going on behind the scene. Because to me, Sean Cohn cannot be the sole purpose of this operation. People, you need people in high places. You need people who have money. You need people who have connections. You understand? And he surrounded himself with those people for years and years, over 30 something years, people. Don't forget, Diddley's 54 years old, and he's been in this business for over almost, 30 something years, guys. A long time. So you got to understand, when a person is in a business for a long time, when you at that level, you getting to meet a lot of people. A lot of people. And guess what? A lot of people came to his house, and guess what? Video record was done. And that's why I believe you have a lot of people now, they are not quick to say anything. When anything they say can and will use against them. So right now they have to zip. And to my knowledge, there are two entertainers that I know that I believe they're on hot water. I believe it's a matter of time. I believe it's, for what it is, Florida. Florida. A lot of things went down in Florida. A lot of things went down for people. I don't know this for a fact, but it's an intuition. I know. It's like something I know. It's secrets, and these people are tight with it. But guess what? The FBI decided to say, you know what? You're going to get locked up because there's other people, and we're going after them. So who you think will be next on this list?
Honestly, I don't think there's anyone next. I think that people are smart. I think they're seeing Diddy and they're going to start making deals.
Yeah,
People,
the deals.
they're listen. By the time the feds get you to the point of public embarrassment, you
Wow.
really work with them.
And that's what it is right now. It's embarrassment. You know what I mean? Because guess what? Your bedroom secrets, it's supposed to be you and that person. It's a private affair. But now, guess what? The whole world know what he did, what was done to him, what he was doing to other people. It's a mess. And is it a good day in our community to say, oh yeah, make fun? No, it's not. No, it's not.
It,
No, it's
it's
not.
not. But I think these people, I mean, the feds have already called them.
Yeah.
The feds have the tapes. The feds
Yeah.
have tapes, and also
Yeah.
there's an attorney. Her name is Michelle Kidd. She was on News Nation, and she has clients who were on the tapes that are very high up,
Yeah.
and they're being shopped. So
Mm.
people want to shop their tapes, like, hey, I have a tape of you on this tape. Are you going to buy it before I leak it? Right?
Yes. Yes.
People are
Yes.
cleaning stuff up right now, because the fact that he is like adamant about, I'm not taking a deal, I'm gonna play. They're like, listen, we're not doing that. So people are talking to the feds. People are talking to law enforcement. People are buying their tapes. Back in the days, when the Tommy Lee and
Yes. Yes.
it was sexy to leak a tape and have a tape out there. It's not that anymore. That is not the case. Right now, celebrities who were on his tapes are buying their privacy. They're
Yeah.
working with the
Yes,
feds
they're buying it
and
because it's
their stuff
privacy. They're
up.
buying that. They're buying it. Yes.
Let me tell you, the one thing I want people to understand, it is not Diddy. Recently, a doctor in New York he was on recorded record saying that he was going to sex during the
Yeah,
pandemic, right? Do you remember the story?
I think so. Yeah.
So there was a doctor in New York. He was going. I'm gonna look it up at the same time.
And
Um,
give me 1 second. My
go ahead.
son is like, I'm home today. My son, I don't know if you hear him. I'm gonna tell
Go
him
ahead.
to load.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Kai. Yes, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that,
So
guys. You know what I
that's
mean?
fine. So Dr. Jay Varma, he's from
Okay.
New York City. He was the head of our medical team during the
Okay.
pandemic. Most recently, he tapes were leaked where he announced sex parties during the pandemic, right?
Yes.
I'm a little bit frozen. Can you guys see
No, it's
me?
okay. We could hear you. We could still hear you. The
All right.
audience could still hear. That's what's more important than the words.
All right. I'm trying to, I don't know how it's going to unfreeze, but let me,
It will sooner or later,
whoops, crazy.
hopefully.
All right. So anyway, so there was, audio tapes were leaked that he was, doing, hold on, let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Okay, cool. Tapes were leaked that he was at sex parties during the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
He was taking drugs and he was at sex parties in his own words. And he apologized. Dr. Jay Varma from New York City, he was right hand leading us through the pandemic. And he apologized for that, right?
Yeah.
So it's bigger than Diddy. We had the
Yeah. Yes, it is. I believe so.
we had the Playboy Mansion. If
Oh.
you watch the documentary The Secrets of the Playboy Mansion, I honestly believe that Hugh Hefner paid everybody off. His
I believe so too
wife,
because sorry, yeah, go ahead.
his last wife, her book, she said that she was forced to have sex with him and multiple people every night. That is
Wow.
that is racketeering. She would have no
Wow.
place to live. So we have a culture of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And
Yes.
fortunately, Diddy didn't play by the rules. He
True.
didn't pay up when he should have paid up. He didn't come to the feds when he should have came to the feds. So now that the feds have him and he's in jail and everybody know about the Diddy parties, everybody knows about the lifestyle of sex, drugs, and rock and roll, they're cleaning themselves. They're finding tapes, they're paying people off, they're having the conversation, their lawyers are working overtime.
Yeah.
So the idea that someone else is going to fall, let me tell you something. They are working hard, hard, hard not to be Diddy.
Wow. Cause they,
Happens is
so
sloppy.
my question is to you is this: there's words going on social media with Jennifer Lopez. Someone said, before we answer that question, someone say Antonio said, "Are you saying the Fed selling Diddy tapes?"
No, I'm not. No, let me
No,
be.
she's not saying that. I don't
Feds
want nobody to leave here thinks that she's saying that. She did not say
No,
that.
the feds are not selling Diddy tapes. People who were in the tapes have reached out to an attorney. Her name is Mitchell Kidd. She was
Yeah.
on News Nation. You can Google her for yourself. She represents two people who are on the tapes themselves with Diddy and another person. And what
Wow.
I'm saying is people who are on the tapes are selling their tapes or they're asking people to buy the tapes before it leaks. But the feds would never sell tapes. That's
Yeah.
not what I said.
They're not in that business. You're talking about the feds. They don't do things like that, guys. They only come for you when they want to get you, know you're doing something.
Right.
And people, let me tell you something. You have to work hard to be on that list for them to come to your house.
Yeah.
It's not an easy, oh, you on the FBI list, because when they come for you, they are not like the local police. They're not going to arrest you. Somebody say, oh, yeah, you did this, you did that. They arrest you and you go through the process, prove yourself innocent. No. They want to make sure when they come for you, your ass is guilty.
Right.
Plain and simple as that.
Yeah.
And
and the feds, and just to be very, very clear, what I said is that the people who are on the tapes are talking to the feds to clean it up. I think people who are in trouble don't want to be like Diddy, so they are talking.
yes.
My personal opinion, I think they're working it out so that they are not a public spectacle.
Yeah, so they don't get caught up and
Yeah.
all the laundry being aired like this man. Listen, his reputation is shot. You know what I mean? Even people say, oh, some of the crime's not going to stick. Let me tell you something, guys. The FBI don't worry about those little crimes. It's the big one that's going to stick. And those big ones carry time.
Absolutely. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, sex
And
trafficking.
and when they combine, I went on record. I said, did he probably be in jail for like 50 or 100 years?
Yeah, and he's already 54. It's over.
Yeah, so what is your chance of doing 35 years, getting out, 98? That, come on, 94 people. We can't think like that. This man, he will. I believe that he will never see daylight again, unless if something.
If he's pardoned, by the president,
And
um,
I don't see that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? We know him and Kamala Harris. They are friends.
yeah, not like that.
Not
Like,
like that, but they know each other, but
yeah,
not like that for her to do
yeah,
favors like that. I don't think so. And this is a very hot take. Everyone is running far from this man. Let's keep it honest. Everyone is running far from this man because they don't want the FBI eyes start looking at them. And if the FBI start looking at you, they know that you're doing something wrong. And I believe they were looking at Sean for a while, don't you think, Miss B?
but
Don't you think they was looking at Puffy for a
again,
while?
not just Puffy, it's the Playboy Mansion, it's sex parties, it's,
Yes.
this is a lifestyle that many entertainers, we're just not a part of it because we're not in that circle, right?
Yes. True. Yeah.
And the minute you step on the wrong foot, then they have to come for you. But there are
Yes.
things you can do outside of court. Once you get into the courtroom, then the law is on you. But if you
So.
keep it out of court, then no
Mhm.
one's going to come for you.
So what if
But it's not
people?
just Puff. There's
Yeah.
sex
So
parties
yeah.
across the world. There's,
Mm,
I don't know if you guys remember about the Dubai girls, right?
yeah. I heard something. Yeah.
You know,
Mm,
there's a moment from 2018 to 2020 where, a lot of these girls, these Instagram girls being flued out, going to Dubai, and they're really porta potties. And it's true. I lived
and
in from 2018 to about 2021, and
yes. Yes.
I had a driver that would drive me around, and he had a client, and she had a very wealthy man in Dubai, and he would literally pay her $200,000 for 2 weeks of her time. Like, it's
Wow.
not just Diddy. I want us to like really use critical thinking.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Diddy got caught because he was sloppy and arrogant, and the things that he did are horrendous. But it's not just Diddy. What do you think happened at the Playboy Mansion?
Yeah.
What?
That's what I was gonna mention because he purchased Hugh Hefner house. So
Right.
we had to be aware of all those tunnels and rooms and all type of different what they say sex rooms and different type of what you into. Everything was there. Whatever you were into, this man had it there. And I'm hearing something about what do you call it? Cambodian milk. Cambo.
I've not heard of that, and I'm even
I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. They're saying it's illegal to do that. It's milk from people. I don't want to get into that. It's not about that. But this is these things. This is the what Pete Diddy was in. And another question, Miss B, the names. You said he have 5 different names. Can you get a little more information about why this man decided to have these 5 different names to please people? I don't know. Do you know anything
well,
about
it's
that information about that?
P Diddy, PD, and Love.
And
So,
Puffy.
and Puffy, I'm reading the court documents. He kept changing his name. And, as an entertainer, he always changed his name based off of what era he wanted to be in. And there was when his last era was his Love era. And
So before so my question is, a lot of listen, I'm getting a vibe is this. A lot of people in the higher ups know him as Puffy. In that type of because you know what I mean. We know Clyde Davis called him Puffy because well, I saw a clip online. They called every name. When he say Puffy, his whole eyes like lit up like gold. So what that's telling you. You know what I mean? I believe the names are for a different character that this man play, and we seen the characters over the years, what he played, and the last one is Love. Well, this one, man, I don't know where he get this name from. Love. It's coming from someone have to give him those name, and this behavior have to be learned from somewhere. I believe. You know what I mean? Also, guys, Miss B, do you heard about Dapper Dan? Right, Dapper Dan made a comment. Dapper
yes,
Dan made a comment. Dapper Dan is 80 years old, guys. 80 years
I
old, and
can't.
he said he grew up with P Diddy parents, and he said this type of behavior been around for a very long time before his era, And Dapper Dan is 80 years old, guys. Fashion designer, been around for 80 years. So what that's telling you guys, this just didn't start with Pete Diddley. This is a organization, and like Miss B said, he got very sloppy and careless. And those other persons or people that former owner of that house, they were careful with their garbage. They was very careful. And same house, years and years later, 20 years later. Do you think what's up with these cases? I heard some cases being opened up.
We different sectors of our society,
Yeah.
we can see these type of men, these types of things. So I just, when you were talking, I remember Jerry Sandusky. Do you remember him?
I heard that name. Give me a little bit detail, then you come back. Let me
So
see if I.
Sandusky was one of the coaches at Penn State University.
Oh yes. Okay, yes. Now it's coming back. Okay.
For child sex abuse, and he
Yes.
abused these you know these children for over 15 years. It's not just Diddy. I want us to
Yeah.
really, I know he's in jail for it, but Jerry Sandusky was the man of Penn State. He was
Yes.
iconic. He was, a leader, a pillar of the football community, but he
Yep.
was also a rapist
Mm-hmm.
of children, and
For years.
it's time for it. But it's not just Diddy. Let's zoom out. There's a culture that we perpetuate of, sex, of, being quiet. And I think also something that we're not talking about that bothers me so much is his mental state. I am not a licensed mental health professional.
Yes. Wow.
But
I mean, what do you think? What do you think now with your experience in this type of field, doing journals for over years? What do you think his mental stage right now?
yeah, I mean, number one, he's going through withdrawal, right? Because he's not, everyone says that he allegedly had been really addicted to a certain type of pink drug, allegedly. Um,
Yes.
outside of that, he was drinking a lot, allegedly. So
Yes.
he's not on anything. So he's going through withdrawals. But
Yes.
looking at temper over the years, looking
Mm-hmm.
at how explosive he's been over the years,
Yes.
I would beg to differ. That's not just having a bad attitude. There may be something behind his temper and his manic state. So one
Yeah.
thing I was watching a lot of Diddy's his interviews is like he'll be like, yeah, I'm up all night. I go all night. I've and that's manic. In
Because
my
he's partying and up, and we also got it when he got arrested over 2 weeks ago. People, they found some substance in his hotel room, guys. So we
right,
know he have a big issue with some addiction. We have addiction issues, problems. And
right,
when you get locked up and you don't have access to those things, there's such things called a withdrawal. People, I don't know how that is. I never been through that. I never experienced that. Only people I that you heard people speaking about it on TV or social media. It's very hard, guys. It's hard, and let me tell you something. I don't know his mental stage, how what he's in right now, but all I know is this: for you, you have to be very desperate to offer someone $50 million to get out because you don't want to be in there. You do
right,
not want to be in there. And when they say no twice,
right.
reality probably gonna stick in now. Reality is there, God. People say, "Oh, he's not reality." Listen, the first day you in there, reality hits you. I don't
Yeah,
care what anyone say. The
yeah,
first you might be in denial. You don't want to accept it, but guess what? You know you're not home.
right. And the thing about it is too is that the judge said in cases like this, they do let you go home, right? Because R. Kelly was released, right? So you come in, you are arraigned, you hear your charges, and you can get bond. R. Kelly had gotten bond, and so for Diddy not to get bond, it was like, wait, what? I don't have my passports. I did everything so that you can give me bond and I could be at home while, this whole thing is worked out. But the judge said something really, really pertinent. And this is why
Yes.
I say read court documents and
And
stop.
and a lot of people overlooked it. A lot of people overlooked what the judge said.
She said, you are a danger to yourself.
Yep.
She
and
says, I
others.
cannot release you because you're a danger to yourself. The prosecutor said he's a flight risk. No, the
Yes.
judge says, you, sir, are a danger to yourself.
Yeah. So you ain't going nowhere. We're here in custody to protect you from yourself. And
From your
also they were saying that to, you know, I mean, to, I guess, like, to intimidate the witness outside, and, you know, trying to shake them down and, like, listen, don't testify, and, you know, things like that. So that's what the prosecutor is saying, that this man, he need to be locked up, and that's a damn shame, man. They're saying this man is a menace to society right now. Basically, that's what
right,
they're saying.
right. And
You know
but
what I mean?
because I mean, look at other cases, like look at the case with Shine, the woman who was shot. Till today, 20 years later, says Diddy shot me.
Yes.
Shine took the fall for it. And Shine recently came out saying that he found out that Diddy was the one who paid people to testify against him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So all
it,
so
it,
all them cases gonna be. You think they could open those cases and see what's
it
going on?
depends on the statute of limitation. But with what he has right now, like, listen, he's hemmed up.
Yeah,
He's, but
he have a
I,
lot on the table. A lot, guys. He have
yeah,
a lot. He have a lot. He have a lot.
a lot. So
You
I
know.
don't statute of limitations on Shine's case. And
Hmm.
they have to find those people, and they would have to be able to say they lied, and then they can go to jail for perjury. So, but
Oh, also,
hey,
you
I'm
speak about
sorry.
perjury, right? We're half an hour in, guys. Thank everyone for the likes. Thank everyone that's coming through this morning, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. And also,
Hey, Italy.
yeah, everybody from Italy, thank you. Listen, guys, make sure, tell us where you're from. You from New York? How you guys feel? Also, Miss B, what are your thoughts on this Jennifer Lopez now? There's things going on internet, man. That there's a strong possibility that, from what I'm hearing, saying that perjury.
Okay, I have not heard that story.
That's what I heard, but I don't know. I don't know. That there's a lot of things online. I don't really buy. I just put it out there, guys. But like Miss B said, make sure you do your homework. Make sure you go and do your research. You do not want to speak negative on no one if you don't have facts. Come with facts. Come with facts, guys, and speak about it. But do not accuse anyone, because listen, everyone is innocent, even though the prosecutor and the federal government have all these witnessing and evidence and case. But guess what? At the end of the day, he's innocent until he's proven guilty, guys. We don't know. We don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know behind the scenes. So, you know what I mean? They could be working on something that we don't know. But as far as working on a deal, I know there's no deal for him to come out of jail. There is no deal for him to come out of jail. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to end, but I know it's not going to end on a good note. It's not going to end on a good note. We all see it coming. We all know this day was coming, God. The arrangement, the indictment, and speaking about indictment, Ms. B, speak about indictment. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on corruption, bribery. Oh my God, campaign donation, that taking gifts. What are your take on that, Ms. B? What are your take? What is your take on that?
Um, Gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna be very honest. As a journalist, you need to come give me something better than that. As a citizen
Yes,
of New York,
yes,
I honestly I feel like something else. I really feel
is in
like,
play here.
listen, if he did it, he needs to pay the fines, and he needs to do what's right as an upstanding citizen of our.
Yes,
That's number one. But I thought the charges were going to be something monumental.
yes. I when they said that, because we didn't know the charges. When they say he's died, I said, "Oh my God, what in the world did this man got himself
Exactly.
into?" But listen, listen. I'm giving Mayor Eric Adams a benefit of the doubt. The reason why, and it had nothing to do because he's black people. It's not about that.
No.
It's about the man came out, and We haven't seen people done this in a very long time. He said he's innocent. He did not do it. And there's a strong possibility he's not the one over the campaign fund people. He hired all people to do that. So there's a strong possibility somebody in his administration did something foul. But again, since you are the face, they're going to come to you.
Yeah,
And
I
a
mean,
lot of people resigning. A lot of people are resigning.
you know, again, the law is the law. We stand by the law, and that's that. But this is what you bring me? Like,
Yeah, it's not enough. Couple lawyers I spoke online, have the point. Said, listen, it's not. They're saying it's not strong.
it's not adding up.
Because listen, half of the stuff I believe, half of the stuff this man getting charged. A lot of politicians doing that.
But okay, again, it's not. Listen, again, I thought they were gonna come and say Mayor Adams had something egregious, but you didn't,
Yes.
that he took money for like the fact that we have someone who is convicted of worse crimes running for president.
Okay.
Like,
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
it's just, again, you did it, pay the fine, and let's move on. I know that there's something else at hand, because this you really no. He took a trip.
To me, also, they're saying, oh, they don't know why a mayor took some trip. Wait a minute. How about vacation? He's allowed to go on. Listen. A lot of people go outside the country, and when they go into another country on a business trip or whatever it is, the party always pay for the hotel, the food, and all that stuff. People, it's just being something. I don't believe me. I personally don't think a lot. It's not sticking. These things that they came up with, people, I think they got to come better than that. They got to come better than that. But again, the federal government, man, they when they send something and they go in, people, they go way back to 2018, 2016.
Yeah, because listen, the biggest problem, let me tell you something, it's perception versus reality. The mayor has a problem with his perception, right? I'm going to be flat out. In politics, in business, it's how you are perceived. And the
Yes.
biggest problem that he has right now is that his public ratings sucks.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to talk to the media. He doesn't know how to deal with people, and that's really his biggest issue.
You know
But
what it is? I think that's being a captain for a while. You know what I mean? That mentality. Also,
good point.
you know what I mean?
Very-
He's been a captain for years and years. His demeanor. That's
It's all
and I just think he's been
understood.
misunderstood.
100%.
And another thing, where's the big issue where a lot of New Yorkers is against this man? He speak up very boldly on a migrant situation, and he dropped names. President, listen, you are the mayor, and if the federal government said you got to do something for the city, you have to do it. He
Yeah.
complained, and he said he's behind New York people, and he said he knew this day was coming. He
Yeah.
said he knew this because he was a target on his back because they didn't like, and when he do speak up, they don't like how he speak.
Yeah.
They don't
And
like, cause you know what it is? I think he's just too real.
yeah.
Too
Perception.
real, and he's saying that New York not going to recover from this, and he is right. Look what's going on in New York right now.
Yeah.
He's right.
It's perception, because I'm telling you, when I go to community board meetings, I go to East New York. They're the best community board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
New York, I go to Bushwick, I go to Brownsville, I go to Canarsie. I go
Yes.
to know what's happening in the community. And you know who's at the community board meeting? Older people.
Yes.
Not a lot of people under the age of 50. And yet still, you would go outside and everyone's complaining. They don't have this. Everything you need is in your community board.
Yep.
Your elected officials, you can call them, you can talk to
Yep.
them. No one takes time out to research
That's
what
the
is
problem. That's the problem. And
I,
when the person now, you know, having some hiccups. Now he's this, he's that, but you never did no research on this
you
man. You know what this man was standing for? Nothing. Now you want everybody's throwing the book, and a
exactly.
lot of us in our community is ridicule, is like throwing the book at this man. How could you do that? How could you betray us? Betray what? Why don't you guys speak up when other people doing other things in our community? You keep it quiet. But soon as one of us is in an office, and look what I don't believe what they charge this man for. That's my personal belief. I don't believe some of this stuff going to stick in court. I believe they are just want to scare this man because they know if they do this, he's not going to be reelected.
Right.
Because now you put that in people's head. What if? We don't know. We don't. You know what I mean? So the damage is done. The damage is done.
Right. So whatever he did, he has to pay the fine because we want to first abide by the law. But the second thing that I've noticed is that people are not reading. We have a huge literacy problem.
Wow.
Story before we came out and I started talking, just I still door knock. I still talk to people in the street. And the amount of people are like, yeah, I'm not into politics. I don't know who my local, and I'm like, wow. And
you know, and
the local office is in the community.
Yes, everything is there. You got to know where the office is at. You got to know where the office is at. You got to know where your borough hall is at. You got to know where all these things at. So, cause those are the places those people go. They go to borough hall. They speak. You know, they're gonna go to Brooklyn and borough hall. They're gonna see what the people need, and people in the community. If you don't know something, you could go to the borough hall and look it up. You could ask.
And look it up, and they'll
not, that is what. And then that is those building borough hall information. You know what I mean? We need to go there and get knowledge of certain things, and don't be surprised when certain things happen, because that is what going on in our community. When things happen, we are surprised because we don't have knowledge of.
Right, but here's the thing: when you go to the community board meeting, they tell you what's coming.
Yes.
Tell you what's coming.
But they don't want to pay attention. We don't want to pay attention to it.
I hear so many times, like I see on TikTok, they just put this up. No, if you had gone to the community board meeting, no building enters a community without the community board voting on it.
Yep. That's it.
Everybody wants to say, oh, I didn't know. Just go to the community board. It's everyone's welcomed. And
exactly. Knowledge is power.
And I ask people, oh, have you been on Parent University? Oh, what's that? New York City has something called Parent University if your child is the local schools. And as a parent, you get free classes where you can like learn to start a business. You can learn different things.
And
they're not doing nothing in the city. Okay.
And also where you go to borough hall, for all of these people that want to go into entrepreneur and their little business, you know what I mean? I'm going to start going to borough hall too, because guess what? They have information how you get like grants, not loan, grants, free money,
everything.
But what it is, you know, what I came to understand with our people, we don't like the work behind it. We want it to be handed to us. We have to do work. If something is given to you where you don't put no work, you don't deserve it. You know, because when you put in the work and know how what you did and how what you had to go through, you're gonna cherish the work that you do. You're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna protect it, because guess what, I work hard for it. But when you don't work hard for anything, you don't care about it. So this was, I believe in our community that we need to pay more attention to what's going on in our community. We have to get more knowledge, because what I mean, when people don't have knowledge, man, we don't know. Know what? Go ahead.
Work. I've learned, coming from a Caribbean household, if your family doesn't take you to the community, you won't know to go to the community.
Yeah, you won't know nothing.
A friend of mine, and I was like, my mom and dad work 7 days a week. They're Jamaican. They work 7 days a week. My mom didn't have no hobbies. My dad didn't have no hobbies.
Because they have to work. I'm from Jamaica too. They have to work. My parents work hard, man. But I remember, going to school. My parents work hard.
It's a programming.
Yeah.
Right? Life is supposed to be work, enjoyment, family. But we have programmed ourselves just work. Yes. So that's why we don't know what's going on in the community, because the only thing we know is work. When no, your life is work, investing in your community,
yes,
a hobby. Like, it's all of this. It's all of this. Yeah. So now I'm reprogramming myself to not work all the time, because I realized that I work 7 days a week.
Yeah, you got to take that time out, man. You got to take time out and
you too. But if you're running to work and you're running here, you don't get the opportunity to give back into the community. That's why when you go to East New York, it doesn't look like Garden City. Because Garden City moms, the moms in Garden City, they have time to build their community.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
moms in East New York are running from two different jobs. She don't know where she coming or going. No disrespect. I love East New York. I love
Yeah.
I love Brooklyn. But you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we've programmed ourselves to just work. We're not
Yeah.
we're not even integrating hobbies, social stuff, or
Yeah.
community stuff outside of church. The only thing when you say community in certain, social economical groups, they just think
Yeah.
church. It's not just church or synagogue or whatever. It's community building activities. But we're not wired that way. We're wired to maga work, maga miss my shift. You gotta break that. You gotta break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the old tradition and the habits. We need to break out a lot of those things, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, we are too comfortable with the situation that we are in now. We need to loosen up and but you know what I mean, man, there's so many things going on that we need to pay attention to. We have the election coming up. We have the mayor. Listen, we have the mayor election coming up. We have the presidential coming up. People, mayor next year and the president this year. People, it's a lot of things. Also, they have election in Jamaica coming up. They have Boss Cartel concert coming up. People, what is going on? I believe. Listen, something's about to go down, and I don't want people to be catch off guard. People, pay attention, especially to United States, Jamaica as well, the world. Pay attention to what's going on in the world, guys, because something is going down, something is coming. Because you could see in the air, something is not right. Something is not right, people. And Miss B, thank you again, my sister. Enough love. Where you from? You from Jamaica, right? Or what country you from?
Born and raised Waterford, St. Catherine. I am a yard gal.
Yeah, man. That's why we got a good vibes. Yes,
Girl.
people. Miss B, do you have anything? Listen, give out your information. I think I'm gonna when I finish this video, I think I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna put your email. I'm
Mhm.
gonna put your email. You want me to put your TikTok thing there too? I have your
Yeah,
TikTok.
TikTok
I'm put
and my email definitely. And if anyone has questions,
yes.
if they want to learn more about their community or how they can find out who their local legislator are, I'll be glad to share that information. I
Yes,
love
guys, and hopefully Miss B will come on in the near future. She'll be, I'm trying, but you know, what I mean, I'm sure, you know, what I mean, we met. She's a very nice lady. All joke aside, but I know in the near future she will come back on again. And we were supposed to start earlier, guys, but we were supposed to start at 11, but we started at 12. It's an
Mhm.
hour. We're 52 minutes in, guys. Thanks for everyone coming in. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for the comments, the good, bad, and the good ones. You know what I mean? Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but guess what? Your opinion is not fact. It's your own choice of how you want to do certain things. But facts is something that you can't change. And the fact is, Mayor Adams indicted, P. Diddy is indicted, people. So now we're gonna have to sit and wait and see the outcome of everything. But I know something going down, people. We just have to sit back and wait, guys. Miss B, you have anything to say?
No, I forgot to tell you, we the prime minister was in New York last week, Saturday.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mr. Andrew Holiness.
Yes, he's a brilliant man. He gave a great speech in the
I
Bronx,
know.
and it was such a great time
You,
covering that.
you, you know, you know something. A lot of people don't give this man credit. A lot of people don't.
Absolutely.
People. We are so quick to look at the negative side of everything and not look at the positive side. Like I said, there is no perfect government, and there's no perfect prime minister or president. You know what I mean? He might not do everything that he promised to do. People, you gotta understand, when you go in power, there's certain things that are pulling you other way, that the power to be wanted to be done. And you want to get your agenda done, but guess what, guys? Change don't come overnight. And do we really think even in the state, 4 years could change something that going on for 100 years for a president to come in? Because sometimes when a president come in, a prime minister come in, they still got to continue what that president is doing to
Of
finish
course.
the work. So
Right.
by the time they start for their personal work, what they promise the people, is 2.5, 3 years in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people don't see these things. People want to say, "Oh, you promised this. Why you not doing it?" But all I gotta say, another thing, Miss B, I did a live last night. We're gonna touch on the healthcare in Jamaica. There's a lot of issue in Jamaica too with healthcare and a lot of things. And guys, we're gonna speak about that. I will invite Miss B back on. We're gonna speak about what's going on in Jamaica healthcare, and it's not good, especially a lot of high blood pressure, diabetes, people getting their leg chopped off, and people, it's a mess in Jamaica. The healthcare system is bad, very
And
bad,
and
very
hey,
bad.
yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. I had a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss B. Thank you for coming on. Enough respect. Until next time.
Bye.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you again for all the likes, the shares, and people that came on the platform, guys. Once again, we have Miss B. She's a journalist over 20 years, guys. She came on today and give some insight to break down the charges so we have a better understanding, instead of we just, oh, what's going on? Understand the charges, the overall charges, guys. The overall charges. Understand the overall charges, what's going down, and we just have to wait and see the next couple of weeks or the end of the year and see how everything go, guys. Until next time, guys. I'm Wesley, host of Yard Chat. People, I don't know. I might do a video later live. I'm not sure, guys, but thank you for all the likes, guys. Until later. All right.